External Affairs at the Building Industry Association of Washington, which backed the initiative, Jan Himebaugh. Jan, thank you for being with us. So voters said, we want to have gas stoves. Let us have them when builders build things. And they passed that. And then the city and the left-wing activists say, we don't want voters to have their way, so we're going to challenge this thing. Ultimately, do you think voters are going to prevail in this?
Ultimately, I do think voters are going to prevail in this. I think it's a big shame that local governments in this state are trying to overturn democracy in an initiative process, which these activists have done every step of the way on 2066. But the voters, decided very clearly that we want natural gas access in our homes and businesses across the state, in our new homes, in our existing homes. We don't want to be forced to convert our cooktops. We don't want restaurants to be forced to convert our cooktops. And I do think that ultimately we drafted this initiative. We were the sponsor. We drafted it very carefully with the knowledge that these types of people were going to challenge it because they are zealots when it comes to turning off choice in people's individual homes.
They are blowing smoke when they say save democracy, first and foremost. But even beyond that, natural gas is a clean burning fuel. The whole shale revolution is what reduced our emissions per capita to the lowest they've been since World War II. But also heat pumps, which is what these green zealots want people to use, they fail in cold temperatures like in Washington state. And this push by them is incredibly costly, Jan. It would add like $70,000 to convert from natural gas to electricity to a home in your state.
That's right? So even, when the power goes out, your heat pump's not going to work. You need a gas fireplace or a gas cooktop to stay warm. We just had a multiple-day power outage a week and a half after the election that, what kept people warm and alive in Washington was natural gas and their natural gas stuff. So it absolutely is sort of a quality of life issue. Yeah. It is also an affordability issue. It's $40,000 to $70,000 to convert your average single-family home to all of it.
Jan, do you think voters in Washington are just finally getting sick of, I'm going to use your word, the left-wing nutters, just lording it over them about this stuff? I mean, is this where maybe the state shifts a little bit to the right because they say we're just tired of the lunacy? It's not ideological, it's just lunacy at this point.
I'm not sure about that. I know that this initiative passed. Washington is not a particularly conservative state. This initiative passed because people on both sides of the aisle and both sides of the political spectrum voted for it. These are the same people who voted for Kamala Harris, right? So these are people, left and the right, both like to char a poblano on their cooktops. It's not necessarily just a Republican issue. So I hope that the people of Washington stand up and tell our local governments to stop spending money to overturn democratically passed ballot initiatives. I think that's a nonsense use of taxpayer dollars. And I think it's really, it's very sad that people every step of the way have tried to overturn this process. Washington has a very unique initiative process. It's direct democracy. We're allowed to do it. We collected second most signatures ever in 7 weeks for this ballot to get qualified. It's a popular issue. We knew it was going to pass. That's why we drafted it, so that it was single subject, because people want access to natural gas.
It's also kind of racist to tell an Asian restaurant that you can't use gas. But anyway, I digress. Jan, we got to run. But it was great to see you.
Thank
Jan
you.
Himebaugh, be well.